Well, what we know so far is that this is the sixth time this camera has been cut down. Neighbors this morning waking up and they're not surprised. That is what many neighbors have been telling me. They say this has happened so many times that now they don't feel surprised when they see this camera knocked down again. Now, this specific area, as you said, we've seen this camera cut down several times. A surveillance camera was installed just a week ago in this area because it has happened so many times. The hope is that this surveillance camera was able to capture footage. Of course, we've reached out to Toronto Police asking them for more information on this as well. It's something that they say they are looking into, but they provided no additional information on it, and they have not let us know just yet if that surveillance camera footage was operational last night when they believe this may have happened and was able to capture whoever may have done this. Now, when it comes to this camera, it first started back in November, so just 3 days after Toronto City Council approved a full redesign of Parkside Drive. The speed camera on Parkside was toppled for that first time. Then a few days later, it happened again. December 29th, a third time, the camera was cut down. This time, it was dragged roughly 200 meters through High Park, dumped into a pond. Then in March, vandalized a fourth time. Then in April, and then in July, like we said today, we saw this eighth time right now. It is the sixth time, that is, in 8 months, just to clarify there. Now, for this camera in particular, we know that it's already had about 68,000 tickets issued. It's generated almost $7 million for the city. But residents who live in the neighborhood say, although it's generated lots of money for the city, they say it has also kept the neighborhood safer when speed is a problem in the area. We know that 2 individuals did lose their lives in a crash that happened. That is really what started the conversation about installing this camera. So residents saying that this camera is needed, and they hope it sticks around no matter how many times it's cut down. Here's what one individual had to say to us.
My first thought is the alternative is just take your foot off the gas a bit instead of, waking up in the middle of the night, cutting a camera down, taking it away. Like, that seems easier to me, to just take your foot off the gas. But it's also not surprising because it's happened before. One time it was dragged through the park and dumped into a pond in High Park. So we've seen everything here. The only thing we haven't seen is the city act to make the streets safe.
Now, we did reach out to the city today, and they say they are condemning this camera being cut down once again. They say that it is provided by a vendor, and that vendor usually has about 30 days to install a new camera. When that will happen, we're not too sure just yet. As for where the camera is, it was cut down, but we don't see the camera anywhere. In past situations, we've seen it in a pond, we've seen it nearby. Residents here believe that it was dragged into a vehicle and then taken somewhere. So, of course, there's a lot of missing pieces when it comes to this current incident, and we're hoping to find out more from police, hopefully later in the day. We'll send it back to you.